Hey everyone, Rarity Dash here, and it's time for another reaction request. If you have a video that you would like me to react to, check the description below. There's a link that'll take you to a Google document with all the relevant information. So today we're doing more Angry Video Game Nerd, and it's 3 episodes in one today, all on the same topic, which is Bible games. Yeah, the nerd did 3 videos on the subject. We're going to be watching all 3 of them here in the same video, and it should be interesting because it's a topic I know nothing about. I mean, it makes sense that there would be a market for games based on the Bible, but just not something I've ever personally encountered. So, don't know if there are any good ones. I mean, I'm guessing, I'm guessing that the nerd is mostly going to be covering the not so good ones, but you never know. Interested. I don't know why it's set to the Japanese dub. I mean, it's interesting that that exists.
He's
but,
playing some game.
Don't know why it would default to that. Anyway. Oh, I guess it only goes up to 360. Old episode. Yeah, 18 years ago. So is this like one that was... Because most of them I feel like they were re-uploaded. Like, is this one of the first ones that was actually uploaded to the channel? Like, just initially? I feel like most of them were re-uploaded to YouTube later than 18 years ago. I don't know, though. Anyway, enough said. Let's just go ahead and get into it. Here we go. Bible Games 1.
He's playing some games, the worst he recalls. He's gonna find out which one sucked the most balls. The angry video game nerd is here.
So we got a different intro.
He's making a list and checking it twice. He's gonna go home and eat chicken and rice. The angry video game nerd is here. He hates the games that stink. He knows which games to break. He just might even hate them all, 'cause he's mad for fucking sake. You better watch out, don't give these games a try. You better not play them, he's telling you why. The angry video game nerd is here.
I'm here to talk about a series of games based on stories from the Bible, all with weird, deformed cartridges made for Nintendo systems, but without any endorsement from Nintendo. Like, take this one, for example, Bible Adventures.
Yeah, a world that I was unaware of.
Baby blue cartridge. It's made by a Christian gaming company that makes unauthorized Nintendo games. Let's check it out.
All right, 3 games in 1. You got Noah's Ark, Baby Moses, and David and Goliath. First, let's do Noah's Ark. Well, there's Noah. Moves pretty fast for an old guy. The objects to get the animals in the ark. Holy shit, you just pick them up? Is that how Noah did it? He did it all by himself by picking the animals up and carrying them into the ark? Well, according to Bible Adventures, that's how it happened.
Lift a cow.
So there's where you drop those fuckers off. You just bring them to the door, you let those bastards run in there. You get a checklist of all the animals you need, so it's pretty simple. Go find some more, bring them back. Fun, huh? I just can't get over that. He's an old man, and not only does he pick the animals up, he lifts them over his head. It doesn't even slow him down. How can such an old man be so strong? Have you ever tried to lift a horse? Not that easy. What the shit? Let alone a horse and an ox? Or fuck, a horse, a cow, 2 oxen? What
Noah had super shit.
Noah's so goddamn strong, he puts the Hulk to shame. And the poor creatures, they're so scared shitless, they don't even try to get away. Noah, man, nobody fucks with him. Not even Chuck Norris. The only animals that have the balls to fight back are the pigs. Stop it! Damn pig. I'm only trying to take you in the ark. There's gonna be a flood. What, do you want to die? Alright, that's it. You're gonna get it. So, what do? You grab that whatever it is, and you knock that motherfucker out. Take that, bitch.
Well, that's wonderful.
Now I gotcha. You're going in the ark, you fucknut. I hate those pigs, but I also hate the oxen. You drop them every time you jump, so you gotta keep picking them back up again.
I mean, it is cool
The
they
monkeys
actually
are also pretty damn annoying.
program the
Sometimes
animals
you gotta
differently.
chase them all around. What a sight. Look, an
Like
old
it-
man climbing up a tree chasing
This looks
monkeys.
better than you would think it'd be,
Quite
which is
ridiculous.
kind of interesting.
You fucking monkey, get back here! Now you're gonna get it. Take that, you monkey fuck! You're going in the ark. Another thing really amazing about Noah is that he can run so fast, he can actually outrun the screen, which is really annoying because you can't see where you're going, so you have to stop just to let the screen catch up. Another sign of a badly designed game. Now it looks like we got all the animals, except the snakes. Now that's got to be tricky, right? Grabbing them's out of the question. So let's pick up that thing and try to knock them out. Well, I can knock them out, but if I don't catch them, they're gone.
So you have to catch them.
I can't catch them either. Shit.
What is the
How do you
idea
get those
here?
damn snakes? Well, guess what? I'm trying to get the wrong snakes. But how can you blame me? They're the first snakes you see in the game. Well, check this out. I go in this cave, and this is real frustrating because to climb the walls, you have to jump and hit the A button at the perfect timing. Then once you get to the top, there you go. There's your snakes. So these are the real snakes you're supposed to get, not the ones in the trees.
Guess we're letting those ones die.
Decoys. Challenge is one thing, but why does this game have to fucking trick me? So don't get the snakes that you first see when you're walking around. Go take a wild guess. Climb through the cave until you find the real ones. Fuck this game.
Now you thought that was bad? A game where you collect a bunch of objects to bring back to the middle of the board? How could it get any worse? Just watch.
Our next game is Baby Moses. Alright, well, the object of the game is to get to the end of the level carrying Baby Moses. Now, this is really annoying because while carrying him, there's no way to defend yourself from everything that's out to kill you, and I do mean everything. If the soldiers catch Baby Moses, they throw him in the water. What assholes.
Yeah.
What's with this theme of carrying things? It's actually kind of a rip-off of Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah,
2.
it does very much
The
look like that.
graphics kind of remind me of it.
I'm
Except
guessing
for
that
those
they
chocolate cats. Speaking of carrying
somehow
things,
got into the
look how
code of
many
that or
things you
something.
can stack. What kind of picture is this? Moses' mom carrying baby Moses, carrying a block of cheese, carrying a guy carrying a spear? I never thought I'd see that. Beware the black spaces. If you jump
Sure is
through
very
them, you fall in the
Bible
water and
accurate.
die. Whoa.
Oh.
Either that or I guess it shoots baby Moses up in the sky. What's going on? This game sucks ass.
Yeah, just someone missed a bug there.
God, this is annoying. The only way to have any fun at all is to throw baby Moses in the water and then go explore the level without him. This is a weird game. What other game could you ever say, I just threw baby Moses in the water? For some reason, I can't stop saying baby Moses. Baby Moses, baby Moses. When you finish the level, it says good work, but you forgot baby Moses. I didn't forget him, I just didn't want him. Well, there's only one shitty game left. David and Goliath. Well,
So this is
you're going around carrying
actually a
sheep.
battle, so you would think there'd be more.
Are you surprised? The object is to bring 4 sheep to this blinking arrow to advance to the next level.
Okay.
The
You
originality
actually
just
fight
stuns me.
Goliath?
And you know what? All 3 games use the same music.
I mean, you could do
You'd
that
rather
like
listen
well.
to your
You
only
could
infant
have like a
child
slingshot
puking
battle.
to death. That is choking
That would
on his
actually be
own
interesting
puke
as a game.
chunks. That's disgusting. I apologize. Those sheep are a
Is
bitch
Goliath
to
even
carry,
in the game?
Especially if you're trying to get past the lion. That lion hates sheep and anybody who carries sheep. However, if you go past them without the sheep, they don't give a shit. I can even pick the lion up and it doesn't care. Sure, try that in real life. Pick up a lion and see what happens.
Yeah,
And while
probably
you're
not
at
a good
it,
idea.
Just try to punch that lion in the nuts. Yeah, right in the fucking nuts. You can even use an acorn to knock the lion out. Damn. I wouldn't want to get hit by one of those acorns. Those lions are fucking wusses. What? What happened? Did you see that? That lion just fell flat on his ass. And he fell at the same time as this squirrel. So who knocked them both out? Well, let's take a look at the whole replay and see what happened. Here we see this squirrel throws an acorn. It clobbers the lion. Bam!
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's back up a bit. Just before he gets hit, this other squirrel throws an acorn, which comes right back down, and bam! He knocked himself out with his own acorn. Dumb shit.
Amazing. That's amazing.
Anyway,
That's
let's
a
go get some
stupid
sheep.
squirrel.
I like the sheep sound effects. Come on, you damn sheep. I'm not gonna hurt you. Sheepy, sheepy. Sheepy, sheepy, sheepy. Fuck this. I feel like a stupid asshole going after all these sheep for no reason. The most fun I have in this game is watching that weird squirrel. I'm telling you, that squirrel does some weird shit. 1 minute it's sleeping, then it's running up and over the tree, and oh my god, look at that! It's a flying squirrel! Or it's like climbing the sky.
Oh.
Where'd it go?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Wow, they were on drugs when they made this game.
No, they just weren't very good at
Later in the
programming.
game, you get a weapon, some kind of fireball or something, I don't know, but it sucks. It's just like the rock in Friday the 13th. It arcs over everybody you try to hit. What good is a weapon that doesn't
it's
go straight?
supposed
Like,
to be
it
a
deliberately
slingshot.
dodges your
They're
target.
going for it.
What a piece
Yeah.
of shit. Now, I know I'm sucking pretty bad at this, but unless you've played it, you have no idea how friggin' awful the controls are. It just feels slippery, and you feel like you have to force everything you're doing. But that only makes it more likely to overshoot a jump or undershoot it trying not to. Doesn't help either that there's all these rocks coming down. And finally, when I get up here, it's not even worth it, because there's nowhere to go. I can't even go in those caves. So that's enough of this shit.
Well, that's Bible Adventures. You thought that was weird? Well, wait till you see Bible Buffet. Yeah, Bible Buffet. When I first heard the title,
Only half over.
I just didn't get it. My only guess is it has to do with food and the Bible.
Well, guess what? I got half of that right. It definitely has to do with food, but there's no mention of anything from the Bible anywhere in this whole game. What is this I'm looking at? It's a board game? In fact, it's a rip-off of Candyland. Just look at it. All the different food-themed lands, like Potato Land, Barbecue Land, Pizza Land,
These
Dessert
Bible
Land.
purist people are probably some of the only people looking for these
Oh my god, it's talking.
games on
Well, you spin the wheel, and you make some moves,
These
just
unofficial
like any board
games.
game. Then you get to play all these weird mini games, which sort of resemble an Atari.
Like, I don't even know where you buy games.
Sound
that are
effects are classic. And it definitely resembles Attack of the Killer Tomatoes more than it does the Bible. So you lay down all these exploding pancakes which blow up everything. I think they're supposed to be oil drums or something, but everything else is some kind of food, so I'm just going to call them exploding pancakes. I mean, this is just fucking weird. It might as well be anything. I mean, look at all this stuff that's trying to kill me. Potato chips and pizzas and pork chops and bottles,
I don't remember any of this in the
ice
Bible.
cream cones, ice cubes, and cans of like soda coming out of a vending machine. Look, a snowman. Watch this. I'm gonna blow his fucking head off. Yeah, that snowman's dead as shit. Just push that thing into the exit. But there's no way to get it back out. So now I blocked myself from finishing the level, and my only choices now are to reset the game or commit suicide. Every once in a while you get a little quiz. True or false? I guess true. True or false? I guess
They forgot the
false.
questions?
What the hell am I guessing? It would help if I had the questions. You know where they are? They're in the manual. So, unless you still have the manual, let alone have the fucking game, you're not going to know what the questions are. Now, what was the problem with putting the questions on the screen? Why didn't they do that instead? What were they thinking? All right. That voice is just crazy. I don't know what it is, but it just sounds out of place. Not that anything is in place, but I don't know. It's so rare to hear such a clear voice in a Nintendo game. But But I suppose it's also rare for Nintendo to have a Bible game with no references to the Bible, resembling Atari that's all about
Are the
food trying to
Bible
kill
references
you.
in
Yet
the
it's
manual
also
too?
a board game ripoff with quizzes that you can't answer. And if it's a Bible game, why do you blow a snowman's head off? Whatever happened to thou shall not kill? Please, somebody tell me, what the hell am I playing? I kind of like it, but I gotta turn it off before I go insane. So let's play another Bible game. It's the Book of Genesis on Sega Genesis, and the soundtrack is Genesis.
4,000
I'm just
BC.
making this up, but let's move on to Super Nintendo and check out this game that I'm actually not
I mean,
making.
that would have been a good
I
idea,
couldn't
though.
even come up with anything half as crazy if I tried. This is Super Noah's Ark 3D, yet it's also referred to as Super 3D Noah's Ark because of the way the title art's misrepresented. So, who knows? Call it whatever you want. Call it Super 3D Fuck Farts if you want. I know it's weird,
How much
but
actual
the
3D
weirdness
is gonna be in
actually
this?
starts with the cartridge.
Yeah,
As
that's
you can
very
see,
bizarre.
it looks like no other Super Nintendo game you've ever seen. In fact, it doesn't even look like a game at all. It looks more like a Game Genie. By this time, I believe Nintendo was catching on to the fact that Wisdom Tree was making these Bible games for their system without their permission. So what I think happened was, when Super Nintendo came out, they put a new lockout chip inside the system, which only allows games licensed by Nintendo to work. So, how many Super Nintendo games came out not licensed by Nintendo? Well, just one, and it found a way. By plugging an official Super Nintendo game into the top of it, it overrides the lockout chip, and you can play it. The question is, would you want to? Well,
Guess we'll
actually,
find
yeah,
out.
you would. What
Oh.
other first-person shooter game do you get to play as Noah? I
Okay.
really can't believe this game exists, but it seems to be a fact because I'm playing it. Now, does it look like Wolfenstein 3D? Yes. In fact, it is Wolfenstein 3D.
Okay.
It doesn't even count as a ripoff. It's the same fucking game, but with Noah. Instead of shooting Nazis, he's shooting goats. All the levels are exact duplicates, but what's really funny to know is that there's a story going around that id, the company that made Wolfenstein and Doom, they gave their own game to Wisdom Tree for them to turn into this. Why? Well, according to the rumor, id was pissed off that the Super Nintendo version of Wolfenstein was inferior to the PC version, and that Nintendo basically butchered it by toning down the violence as well as altering numerous other things. So, as some sort of joke or whatever, id handed the source code over to Wisdom Tree for them to make the mockery which you're looking at now. And there's a bit of a conspiracy going on. According to the Bible, Noah puts 2 of each animal in the ark, right? Well, according to this game, he put a whole bunch of goats on there. And if that's not crazy enough, guess what? All those goats want Noah dead. Damn. Why is there so many of them, and why do you shoot them with a slingshot? I think that would actually make them more angry. I can't even see what you're supposed to be shooting at them anyway. It just looks invisible. It's supposed to be food, I guess, but why does it put the animals to sleep? Well, I guess Noah shoots the food so hard that it knocks the animals unconscious. Now, what's even stranger is how they attack you. They just do like these weird kicks from a mile away, and they hit you. Like, how do they even reach? Listen to how cheerful the music
Yeah,
is.
I guess we got some telekinetic goats or something.
Wow, that's great. It's just what you need is some really upbeat music to go along with Noah getting murdered by a bunch of fucking goats. So, that's it. There's more animals along the way, but you get the idea. So, as we've seen, every one of these Bible games rips off something. So just to show you another example, let's take a look at Spiritual Warfare on the Nintendo. Okay, right off the bat, what does this game look like?
It looks pretty
Well,
Zelda-y.
here's some hints. Look, it's an aerial view with like bushes and rocks. You start off with 3 hearts for health. You hold 2 items. You go into a little cave and you talk to someone.
Yeah.
When you walk to the next area, the screen moves. There's that
pretty
square-shaped
blatant.
stairwell. And there's a raft. You go down ladders with gray stone walls. And when you start the game, you get to type in a name. Well, if you can't already tell what this game looks like, let me spell it out. That's right. Zelda. Let's recap, shall we? In Zelda, we have an aerial view with bushes and rocks. You start off with 3 hearts for the health. You hold 2 items. You go into a little cave and you talk to someone. And when you walk to the next area, the screen moves. There's that square-shaped stairwell. You go down the ladders with the gray stone walls. There's your raft. And when you start the game, you type in a name. What a shameless ripoff. Well, at least they came up with a few original ideas. Like, sometimes when you kill your enemies, a flying devil comes out.
Yeah?
And besides just the usual rocks and bushes or trees or whatever,
You're gonna
they
rip a game
randomly
off.
have all
Rip
these
off a good
garbage
one.
cans placed about. That's where this game belongs, the fucking garbage. Alright, let's play one more game. King of Kings. Oh, great. 3 more games. Fuck. Let's do Wise Men. Well, you're on a camel. You're basically just trying to ride to the end of the level. Your obstacles include lizards, a cactus that comes up out of the ground, flying rocks, porcupines shooting needles, moving pitfalls, and blocks that come down and stun you.
I'm sure the wise men had
Just
to
like in
contend with
Bible
all
adventures,
this.
the control is really awkward. But here, it's so bad, it's nearly unplayable. So, every once in a while, you pick up these scrolls that make you answer questions about the Bible.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
who is Jesus' mother? Well, that would be Mary.
Yeah.
Now, why are there quizzes in the middle of this game? Quizzes aren't fun. Quizzes make you feel like you're in school. Games are fun. Quizzes, not fun. Put them together.
So, you'd probably rather just play the game than answer the questions, which would be a good reason to just avoid the scrolls. But if you get the questions right, you get energy, which you want. Now, a lot of these questions are true or false, and once you get used to that, you tend to not look at the words true and false, because you instinctively assume true always comes above false. But no, not with this game. They alternate just to trick you. Many times I accidentally pick false when I mean to pick true. I mean, what's up with that shit? Just keep them the same. Now let's try Flight to Egypt. It's bad. Alright, Jesus in the Temple. Last fucking game. Let's get it over
Looks
with.
pretty similar.
Okay, another rip-off of Super Mario Bros. 2, where you're jumping on logs to get across the waterfall. Well, at least they upped the challenge on those logs, but it's just flat-out annoying. The logs have the most erratic pattern. Sometimes you jump too early thinking that the next log is going to come, but it doesn't. Then, just to tease you, it pops up at the bottom, crawling up the waterfall just to sit there and mock you. Other times, the second log shows up, but once you're on it and expecting the third one, it doesn't come. But just for one final kick in the balls, it throws all these other logs down to make you think that you can salvage it and jump your way back to safety to try again. But no, not quite. The graphics are really flawed. I mean, usually you know to time your jumps once you see that log coming up over the waterfall, but sometimes they just appear at random, which doesn't give you enough time to react.
It's looking like it is coded
Also,
to appear
what's
at
going
random.
on with those colors in the sky? Looks like something you might see if you take too much LSD. There's really nothing else worth mentioning with this game. It just sucks, and I can't even stand to play it anymore. I'd rather fuck a porcupine and shove a cactus up my ass. I'd rather slurp crap oozing out of a warthog's anus hole. It's just a bunch of poopy diarrhea doo-doo ass shit.
That's it. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Birthday Jesus, whatever. Happy Holidays. See ya in 2007.
Wow. 2007. Yeah, well, that was fun. I mean, it's interesting just to look at this whole world, not just because it's Bible games, but because it's like bootleg games. And games that were not approved by Nintendo. Like, it's just an interesting world that exists and that I knew nothing about. Still don't know very much about, but I assume we're going to be learning. Although maybe we'll get into some official ones. Because, I mean, I guess Nintendo was not really. I mean, I don't know what the standard of quality was for Nintendo back in the day, but I guess they didn't want any Bible related stuff on their console. Because I feel like you can just, like today, that wouldn't be as much of an issue. I mean, today you can just put it on Steam or whatever, so I guess it doesn't. I don't know. But, yeah. Anyway, I guess we'll see what this one concerns. This is Bible Games 2, and let's see what we got. And again, yeah. Around
He's
Christmas.
Playing some games, the worst he recalls. He's gonna find out which one sucked the most balls. The angry video game nerd is here. Oh, he's making a list and checking it twice. He's gonna go home and eat chicken and rice. The angry video game nerd is here. He hates the games that stink. He knows which games to break. He just might even hate them all, 'cause he's mad for fucking sake. You better watch out, don't give these games a try. You better not play them, he's telling you why. The angry video game nerd is here.
Welcome to another sacrilegious Christmas fuckfest. Now, 2 years ago, I played a bunch of Bible games. Yeah, now would you believe there's actually more of them? Like, who makes video games based off the Bible? Why would you do that? These games suck ass. If I was God, I'd be pissed.
First, let's check out Exodus, Journey to the Promised Land. What the
Okay.
hell's this? To start the game, please wait up to 9 flashes on TV screen. Power on, please wait 7 seconds between power off and power on. Wow, quite a lot of instructions just to start the damn game. You play as Moses. I guess on his journey to the Promised Land, he had to go through labyrinths and shooting W's at everything and collect sacks with the letter M. I don't know about this
Yeah.
one. It's just a puzzle game. It's playable. Basically, you have to collect a certain amount of items in order for an exit to appear. I'm not
Yeah,
even sure
looks
exactly
playable.
what the items are, but it
Doesn't
pretty much
look
means
very
that you have to
Bible
uncover
accurate, but-
every square. Oh, this is so redundant. It's really one of those games where you need a turbo controller. So the exit appears, you take it, and then you get a bunch of Bible questions, like the king of Egypt
course.
told the Hebrew midwives to kill male babies, kill all babies, kill all babies. I'm playing an NES game that says kill all babies, and you know what? That's the wrong answer. So that obviously means it's something they made up. Kill all babies. So for every question you answer correctly, you get what else? A Bible. And then you get a violent picture of somebody being whipped, and then it's on to the next level. Oh, this is so monotonous. Obviously, I'm going all the way in the middle. Oh, no. Now I gotta go all the way back.
And then the thing's gonna spawn in the
Oh,
middle once
fucking
he's
hell.
cleared it out.
This is ridiculous. So then I get back out, I finish up all the crap I gotta do. Oh, so I guess it's the question marks I gotta get. And then what? Where's the exit? Oh, it's back over there? Oh,
This is not
my
all the way in the
Lord.
spiral.
I've had enough with this shit.
Alright, next up, let's try Noah's Ark. Haven't we played this already? Remember in Bible Adventures, there were 3 games, one of which was Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
Stupid shit where you're picking up stacks of animals.
I'm sure for
And
Bible
of course,
games,
there's
this
the
is
infamous
a favorite.
Super Noah's Ark 3D, the only unlicensed Super NES game, which happens to be a clone of Wolfenstein, where you're going around shooting goats. So now we have yet another game based off of Noah's Ark. But there's something very different about this one. What's that? It was actually licensed by Nintendo.
Okay, I
Like
guess they
this.
could. I mean, I don't see why not. Oh. It's better if Konami
Okay,
wants to do it.
Now I'm really curious.
This might actually be good. I mean, again, doesn't seem particularly Bible accurate, but... Now, the difference in quality between a bootleg game and something official.
Okay, who would have thought this would actually be decent? Well, it was only released in Europe, which means it's in the PAL format, and it can't be played on any North American NES, unless you have the top loader. That plays
That's
anything.
The game's not
odd.
bad, but it's
You think
fucking weird. Why are there Native Americans in
mean,
Noah's
maybe-
Ark? And why does he turn into a fish?
No, America
If
might
all
have
the
an issue
animals
with
could
this.
turn into fish, they wouldn't even need the
This
fucking
might be
ark.
taking it too far,
Also,
even though it's not
generally
really
a pain in the
much
ass
weirder
because
than the
enemies
bootleg
can
games.
drain half your life bar with one hit. Even the tiniest things such as bees, which take almost all your life. And there's lots of things you can't even touch at all, or you die instantly. This makes it almost pointless to even have a life bar. Also, there's hidden bonus stages, but if you find one of them, it doesn't bring you back. So rather than returning you to the game where you left off, it puts you back at the beginning of the stage, which is fucking bullshit. But overall, I would at least go as far to call it a game. Alright, what's next? Oh, Joshua. This one looks fun, right?
Huh?
Oh no. Doesn't this look familiar?
Yeah,
it's the
this
same
looks
thing
very
as
familiar.
Exodus. Well, that
Looks a little
scratches that
faster.
off the list. What's the point of discussing the same game twice? The only difference is that you're Joshua, I assume, and that there's a voice. But what's even stranger, this game is a copy of a game, which is a copy of another game, Crystal Mines. Damn. Well, here's a little history lesson. Color Dreams was the company making all these unlicensed games for the NES, like Captain Comics, Secret Scout, and Raid 2020. Maybe I'll review that in the year 2020. Anyway, Color Dreams, for whatever reason, decided they wanted to start doing Bible games, now under the name Wisdom Tree. Essentially, they were recycling some of their old Color Dreams games and adding Christian themes. For example, here we have Menace Beach, which was turned into Sunday Funday. Let's check it out. So this is Menace Beach. Basically, you're some kid on a skateboard trying to rescue some girl. It's plagued by god-awful control, a pathetic attack range, and the most annoying level design I've ever seen. But the most interesting thing about this game is that between each level, you see your girlfriend begging you to rescue her. And each time, her clothes gradually disappear. The first time playing this, I didn't even realize what was happening. She says, "I've been here so long, my clothes are starting to rot." Seriously, that's the only explanation. I think she would die of starvation before her clothes would rot, but the funny thing is that it's a strangely effective way to get you to play the game because just for curiosity's sake, it makes you wonder how much of her clothes are going to come off. It's like, hey, we got this horrible, shitty game, but there's a girl taking her clothes off, so you gotta keep playing. How does this turn into a Bible game? Well, let's find out. Here comes Sunday Funday.
Doesn't seem very Christian there.
This is actually the last game ever made for the NES, and it was as late as 1995. Oh, no. There's 3 games. Oh, boy. Well, let's try them all. Here's Fishfall. Okay, you're a hand trying to grab falling fish and throw them up into a floating basket. What does this have to do with the Bible? What does catching parachuting fish and throwing them up at an electric eel have to do with the Bible? Oh, okay, it's got some Bible verses thrown in. Now it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Try For Him. What? It's karaoke?
Wow.
Oh, please. Now that I've wasted my time with all that, let's play Sunday Funday. Well, it's identical to Menace Beach. Just look at the title screens. It's the same exact game. Now, there are a few minor differences, but we'll get to them as we go. Instead of trying to rescue your girl, you're not even going to believe this when I tell you. You're trying to get to Sunday school. Yeah. Now, as much as that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard for a game, what I don't understand is why that's so difficult. Who are these raging atheists that don't want you to go to church? It's bad enough that the entire town's trying to stop you, but what's with the flying clowns? The old ladies coming out of boxes and animals coming out of sewer holes? What's this guy's problem? Like, why does everyone want him dead? I'd say he's having quite a day. And the funny thing is, he probably gets to church and doesn't even mention it. Like, oh, what'd you do on this Sunday morning before church? Oh, well, I flew on a balloon that I got from some clown, and then I went through the sewers and beat up a bunch of plumbers. I hopped on some frog and bounced around on a bunch of springs and shit. Then I threw a bomb and blew some guy's fucking face off. Yeah, look at the face. Oh, God, that's so violent. Now, instead of the stripping chick, you get this annoying bitch who does nothing but nag you. Get your ass to Sunday school. The only other thing I've noticed that's been changed are some of the enemies. Ninjas are now kids, and these Elvis-looking guys are now plumbers. Maybe ninjas were too violent, and Elvis's devilish rock and roll was too much for a religious game. But everything else fits perfectly fine. Why does a bird come out every time you kill someone? And why do they turn from white to black? Kind of like a reverse Michael Jackson. Your attack is so pathetic. It seems you have to keep skating past people while tapping the button, and I never figured out the right timing. It's just luck whether you hit them or not. What are you supposed to be doing anyway? Just spinning around? Look at this. I'm still trying to hit this guy. Finally. Oh, fuck.
And then you
Another real
die.
piss off is that it keeps going dark. Seems like I'm running into that problem a lot with games lately. It's so annoying. You have to keep hitting the switches to keep the room bright. Come on, get the damn switch. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, man. I really hate those springs. All I'm trying to do is go down and to the right, but I can't make it. Oh. Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's a bit obnoxious.
Oh, God. When you don't want the springs to bounce you around, they do. And when you want them to, they don't. What the fuck? Why didn't it bounce me? There's also these squares that make you fall through the pipes. I don't know what that's about. Some enemies you can only kill with bombs, and trying to get them to stand near a bomb is ridiculously hard. Come on. Of course he's not going to come near it. Okay, there. Perfect. He's laughing. He's got 2 bombs ready to blow, and he walks away. Okay, there's another one. Of course, he goes right past it. Oh, there he goes. Fuck. Okay, look at this. This is nice. I'm stuck. I need a balloon to fly over the hole, but I need to go back to get the balloon. Too bad I can't jump high enough, so it's time to commit suicide. Here's the problem. This little ledge shouldn't be here. It's pointless because once you're there, you're stuck. Oh, fuck. Get me away from the bombs. I hate those fucking springs. Gah! Oh, got lucky there. I hate those fucking things. They're the worst. Damn! Oh, this game is so annoying. Look at this. I got trapped in some sort of pipe. There's no way down. What I'm trying to do is get on the floor and go under it. But there's a fucking spring that comes up. Then there's that damn switch making it go dark. I get bounced all over the place. Man, just get down there.
Might be. Would you be able to go over?
Oh! Oh, fuck! I'm surprised. This game is actually really hard. It's one of the hardest I've ever played. Mostly because of this shit right here. You have to bounce on a bunch of springs. Some bounce you up and some bounce you down. The idea is not to touch the ones that bounce you down or else you die. But there's no clear distinction. They all look the same. At first, there's
trial and error.
Up, down, down. That's real nice. So it fucking fools you into thinking that there's a pattern, and then it just throws you off. But trying to avoid those down springs is almost impossible. Oh my fuck. Fuck this game. Fuck this fucking piece of shit. Oh man, I'm doing good. Holy shit, I might actually make it. Fuck! Oh boy. Alright, well, that's enough with that one. It's time to wrap things up. I got something to blow the lid off the crap barrel. Time to flick the shit switch, turn up the diarrhea dial. It's Bible games on CDI. Yeah,
Okay.
We're living on the edge. More like living on a prayer.
CDI,
First, we have
huh?
Moses, the Exodus. Honestly, there's not much to say. It's basically an educational tool with some games thrown in. First, there's Pyramid Pursuit. This is the main game. Basically, you're exploring a pyramid. It's a point-and-click game, but not a good one that actually makes you think. This one is a no-brainer. It flat out explains what you're supposed to do. Go this way, go that way. The voices are the fuckest baloney shit you'll ever hear.
I'm an idol worshipped by many. There's someone downstairs who worships me.
What is it, a robot? But let me give you a quick tour of the other stuff. First, you have this animated story about Moses.
Moses trusted God. He knew that no matter what, God would take care of him.
Then you have Tell Me More, which is basically just more history lessons about the Bible.
In the time of Moses, a sacrifice might be an animal like an ox.
Then you have the Bible, which is just scripture from the Bible. Then you have the Playroom. The first thing you'll notice is the sing-along. It's just a bunch of karaoke songs.
Yeah.
But
Definitely seems like...
why is Moses and Me graffitied on a wall? Then there's a slider puzzle.
The people who made
Nothing to
this
say about that.
weren't really
Then
interested
there's
in
the
making a
coloring
game.
book, and this is where things become really ass. It's kind of like Mario Paint, but really hard to control. Seriously, your pointer just jumps all over the place. And what the hell's going on here? Leprosy? That's nice. Then there's this connect the dots bullshit. If you miss the dot, you get this irritating voice.
Whoops.
If you get the dot,
Whoops.
you get the irritating voice.
Yippee!
And it never fucking stops.
Oh,
Yippee! Yippee! Whoops. Yippee! 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 Whoops. Yippee!
Is that really necessary? Like, what are they, fucking crazy? Well, anyway, that's about all there is to say about that. The other two games are the same deal.
They all have the same puzzle games, sing-along, and all that. The only real difference is the main games. David and Goliath has this board game.
I am Goliath.
You've landed on Goliath's square. That'll send him back.
It doesn't make much sense because you never see the entire board, so you don't know where Goliath is. That's like if you were playing Monopoly and you put your face up to the game. You never know what's going on. The last game, Story of Sansom, has a game called Riddler's Race. So was the Riddler in the Bible? I didn't know that. So basically, you're a harpist on your way to play the harp at Sansom's wedding. But there's a bunch of people after you, and if they catch you, you have to answer a Bible riddle. Yep, that's it.
Alright, well, I think I'm done. There's not really any more Bible games, or at least ones that actually qualify as games.
Apparently
There's
not.
one on Game Boy called the King James Bible. It's extremely rare, but all it is literally the whole Bible on a Game Boy cartridge. So I'm going to draw the line
Probably
right
not
there.
the ideal
So have
way
a
to
happy
read it.
holidays and all that good shit. Merry Christmas to all, and all a good fucking night.
He's playing some games, the worst he recalls. He's gonna find out which one
Yeah.
sucked the most balls. The angry video game nerd is here.
Apparently he found some more. But we got part 3 now. Let's go ahead. This one isn't quite as long, only 14 minutes. So I guess he's still... he really did cover most of them, but found a few more. Let's see what we got.
In the beginning, a game company called Wisdom Tree began producing unlicensed games for the NES. Wisdom Tree said, "Let there be shit." And there was shit. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Bible games. Like Bible Buffet, where you're blown off a snowman's head, which has nothing to do with the Bible. Super Noah's Ark 3D, where you're slingshotting pissed off animals. Sunday Funday, where you're killing random people on your way to church. And all those ridiculous CDI games.
Yippee! Yippee! Whoops! Yippee!
I've already talked about these games in my previous Bible Games episodes, so what's the point of going on anymore? Because part 3 is never as good. But, you know, there's a few more Bible games left, so I might as well finish what I started.
I mentioned before that there's a Game Boy game called the King James Bible. Since then, I've actually gotten the game in my possession, so I might as well try it out. I gotta admit, I thought this game would be nothing more than just reading the Bible on a Game Boy, but there actually are a couple games involved. The first one is a stupid memory game. All you do is match the words. The other one is just like playing Hangman with sheep. You have to guess the hidden word by choosing all the correct letters. If you choose a wrong letter, one of the sheep will hop the fence. If they all get over the fence, you lose. Like right now, I'm really stumped. Damn, you fucking sheep. Alright, what's the word? Goodliest? Who the fuck uses a word like that? Blessedness?
Probably in the
all
Bible.
ancient words that nobody says anymore in common speech. Well, that's all there is to that. I marvel at this game's shitliness. Of course, you can read the Bible, basically if you want to use your Game Boy as an old-fashioned ebook reader. I wonder how many batteries you'd need to go through the whole thing. The other thing you can do is search for words in the Bible. For example, we could search, I don't know, how about the word ass? Okay, I had no idea there'd be this many results. Then they rent their clothes and laid at every man his ass. Lose his ox or his ass. Whose ass have I taken? Deliver to his neighbor an ass. Which of you shall have an ass? He had found a young ass, the dumb ass. It says dumbass in the Bible. Saddled his ass.
Did not know that.
Opened his sack to give his ass. The lion had not eaten the carcass or torn the ass. Riding upon his ass. I'm going to hell. Next game, we have something kind of special. It's an unlicensed NES game called 6-in-1. That's pretty much the title. How creative. Unofficially, it's known as Caltrin 6-in-1 because the company who made it, Caltrin, went out of business before they sold off all their games. Hot selling. Yeah, right. Well, another company called Myriad bought their inventory, slapped their own sticker on the front, and started selling them again. For this reason, the Myriad version is even more rare. Its price in auctions is usually much higher than the Caltrin version, even though technically they are both the same exact game. Myriad didn't make any programming changes whatsoever. Even the title screen still says Caltrin on it. That sticker on the front, let me tell you, that is one expensive sticker. With that bit of trivia, you're probably wondering, what does this have to do with the Bible? Well, there's 6 games on it. All of them suck major shit, and they definitely went for quantity over quality, much like Action 52, although it's not that bad. Honestly, the games aren't horrible, they're just mediocre copycats of other games. Cosmos Cop is a ripoff of Space Harrier, Balloon Monster is a ripoff of Buster Brothers, Porter is a ripoff of Sokoban, Bookymon is a ripoff of Make Tracks, also known as Crush Roller. Magic Carpet 1001 is sadly the most original of all of them. But there is one Bible game on it, Adam and Eve. It's a 2-player co-op game where you fly around on balloons and try to land on top of cute little worms. Out of all the games on this cartridge, this is probably the most original. They sure put a new twist on the story. Instead of Adam and Eve being a man and a woman, they're now asexual twins. Take your guess which is which. The one with green hair or the one with red skin? Are they aliens or something? Is that why there's space in the background? The Tree of Life apparently is now just a few bamboo sticks crossed together. The serpent is now a whole army of balloon flying worms. And there's a bird that lays eggs on you. What kind of bird lays eggs while it's flying? That's like a human mother running a marathon and just dropping out a baby. The only other thought is that it's an egg-shaped piece of shit, but it's from a bird, so it would usually be white, which would be the color of an egg, but instead, it's brown like shit. I don't know what I'm talking about. I myself wouldn't know how to make a game based on Adam and Eve, but I'd never think to make the forbidden fruit actually count as points. What were they thinking when they came up with this? I guess they were just trying to be really original. Well, nope. Actually, it's a complete ripoff of Balloon Fight. And if you really want to go back further, Balloon Fight was very similar in gameplay style to Joust, just with balloons instead of, well, ostriches. So basically, the game has nothing to do with the Bible. So why am I even bothering to include it as part of Bible games? Well, here's a better question. Why the fuck did they call it Adam and Eve? Well, that's the last of the Bible games on the Nintendo consoles. It sure was a sacrilegious shit stain on the NES library, but it wasn't enough for Wisdom Tree, no. They had to put out their games on the Sega Genesis console as well. Tell you the truth, these are all games I've reviewed already on NES. Sometimes the Genesis versions are different, like they were with Action 52, but this is not the case here. All these games are nearly identical to their 8-bit counterparts. Spiritual Warfare is pretty much the same. You know, that Legend of Zelda clone where drug dealers are shooting lasers at you from alleyways. Since the whole game functions just like Zelda, with item inventory and everything like that, wouldn't it have been nice to use the same save feature? Instead, there's this annoying password system. If you're gonna copy anything from Zelda, have a save feature. Yeah. And that was on NES. So you'd think with a more advanced console, they'd be able to do that again. Then there's Exodus and Joshua, which were both the same 2 games anyway, which were both adapted from a game called Crystal Mines. Not much to reiterate here, just going around blasting giant cheese puffs. Then there's Bible Adventures, which again is the same as the NES version, just with slightly different graphics. Gotta love that classic Baby Moses game. The best part's drowning your own baby and then killing yourself.
Wow.
Isn't that nice? Then, of course, there's David and Goliath, which might as well be called David and the fucking sheep, because that's all you do is carry sheep from one place to the next. Man, who the hell is able to pick up 3 sheep and climb a tree? And this may seem like a minor complaint, but when you pause the game, the music keeps going. I hate games that do that. What if you get a phone call or something? You want it to go quiet. This game is extremely frustrating in its bad control. There's a part where you have to climb up a mountain, but no matter how hard you try, you keep slipping off the platforms. Oh, fuck. Alright, here we go. Fuck. Bitch. You'd think these are doors, right? Well, guess what? You can't go in. They're just for decoration. So maybe they're miniature monoliths from 2001. When you do manage to get to the top, there's nowhere left to go. You have to take a shitty guess and jump at thin air. See, there's another platform you're supposed to reach, but you never know otherwise. It's literally a leap of faith. The other game on the cartridge is Noah's Ark. This is the one where you painstakingly have to pick up every animal on the screen and carry them to the Ark. I've mentioned before how Noah is some super strong freak of nature, but he does have his limits. He can jump while carrying almost any animal, but an ox, nope, that's too much. Every animal has their own specific rules, and it makes no fucking sense. The most annoying is the snakes. Man, Noah has some balls to be rescuing snakes. Indiana Jones wouldn't do that. No, he thinks Noah's a snake-saving shit sucker. Pee Wee Herman once saved snakes, but he fainted. That's right.
That's
in
true.
order of manliness, Indiana Jones, then Pee Wee, and then fucking Noah. Keep in mind, Noah also has to be able to identify the male and female animals. So how does he have such a keen instinct for this? I mean, I'm no bird expert, but does the toucan exhibit any clear signs of its gender? If it's a female, does Noah look at it and think to himself, look at the cans on that toucan? The graphics are dull. There's so much brown. The Ark is brown, the trees are brown. Why's everything gotta be the color of shit? It might as well be shit. Yeah, those trees in the background are like logs of shit coming out of God's ass. It's holy shit. Things get all fucked up by level 3. You gotta start collecting 7 of each animal. 7? What, are you kidding me? The monkeys. I hate them. They're so fucking hard to catch. I'm gonna get you, you stupid monkey. Yeah, whatever it takes, fuckface. You're slime. You're filth. I'm gonna rip you apart. Oh, and you're actually not supposed to save the monkeys. You're supposed to get the fruit that they're throwing. Really? How was I supposed to guess that? So the monkeys are supposed to drown in the flood after all.
Do you see that in
One
advance?
of the worst things about this game is that Noah needs to visually inspect every animal you catch. It's not enough that the inventory is on the screen, clear as day, but no, you gotta watch every single animal run into the Ark, one after another. Imagine if in Super Mario Bros. After you beat the level, you have to watch every fucking coin bounce across the screen. I can't believe I actually decided to play through this whole game. I was curious about the ending, and it's not worth bragging about. It's just a suitcase floating in the sewers. Oh wait, that's supposed to be the Ark with the flood. It rests on the mountaintop, and that's it. Well, that's Bible Adventures. That takes care of all the Bible games on Genesis. I could end things now, but I really don't want there to ever be a Bible Games 4. So there's one little bit of unfinished business. An NES game called King of Kings. I already reviewed this as part of my first Bible Games episode. It has 3 games in it. Jesus in the Temple, which is that Mario 2 ripoff where you're hopping across logs. Then there's the Wise Men where you're traveling to baby Jesus. That means it's the only Christmas game. Isn't that the whole reason I did this in December? Why did I do all these other Bible games? I guess when it comes to bad games, I go above and beyond. But the one game I slacked on was Flight to Egypt. All I said was, it's bad. But let me tell you, it's not just bad, it's horrendous. Every pixel in this game is a sin. First of all, I don't get the title, Flight to Egypt? You're not flying, you're riding on a donkey, or an ass if you prefer. What airline is this? Ass Express? And yes, I know the word flight doesn't necessarily mean aviation, but hey, it's a fucking joke. Your only attack is this embarrassing, dinky little kick which can't harm anything unless it's right up in your ass. Or I should say your ass's ass, not your ass that's sitting upon the ass. I guess you're supposed to be on a mountain because you're always moving upward. You think you're moving right horizontally, but really you're on an upward slant spiraling around. So if you fall down, you're actually backtracking to where you just were. Isn't that weird? And what's with all the ice stages? You're supposed to be going to Egypt. Did you get sidetracked on the fucking North Pole? When you collect health, it only counts if you're able to answer a Bible question. I beheld blank as lightning fall from heaven. Anyone who's seen Street Fighter the movie should know that one. And here's a tip. Anytime it's a true or false question, if it has anything to do with killing, then it's always true. There's not much else to say about this shit heap. I might as well just leave it at, it's bad. But the truth is, it's even worse. At least we could check out the ending. They arrive safely in Egypt, and an angel visits Joseph.
Wow. Wow.
And that's it.
Well,
Did
I mean, if
anything
you want
else
the rest of the
happen?
story,
Did the angel say anything?
there's a
Did
place
the
you can go
sight of
for
the
that.
angel make Joseph sick in his stomach? Did the donkey stalk them in their sleep? What happened? I assumed that I pressed a button by mistake and actually canceled out the rest of the ending. But no, I've actually beaten the game multiple times just to try and solve this mystery, and the same thing happens. It just stays on this screen until you press something, and then it returns you to the main menu. But I'm aware that the last screen is supposed to be plain text that says, "Give your heart to Jesus." But I'm not seeing it, so I'm assuming I'm supposed to beat all 3 games to see the true ending. And I'm not going through all that trouble, although I will give my heart to Jesus. Oh, Jesus!
Well, there we go. That's the Bible game series. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's about what you would expect from bootleg games based on the Bible. I don't know what to say. I mean, I feel like even as bad as these look, I've definitely seen him review games that look worse than most of these. Like, they don't look good, and some of them, in fact, look quite bad. But, yeah, I've definitely seen games that look less playable on this channel. So, I don't know. Yeah, but it was interesting, just to kind of learn about this. I imagine there are still a lot of, like, Christian game, but, like, it's not as interesting now, because it's just, like, official, like, well, it's just stuff that's releasing on the computer, basically. Like, just PC games, I imagine, is where it mostly exists. And, they're probably more like those ones on the CDI, where it's just basically, it's barely a game. Yeah, definitely interesting videos, entertained as always from what I've come to expect from James and this channel, and yeah, definitely had fun watching. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. Let me know if you did, and see you in the next one.